Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Walt here from Down the Block Sports, and today I want to talk about the NHL. There's a goalie potentially on his way back to the NHL. Who's that goalie? What team will he be on? How much of an impact will he make with that team? We're going to talk about it all right now on Down the Block Sports. Again, I'm Alec Walt. This is Down the Block Sports. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more of my exclusive content. Yes, that goalie is Tuukka Rask, who could be taking one step forward to rejoining the Boston Bruins after tearing his labrum in late July. He's now expected to potentially start for Providence tomorrow night against Lehigh Valley. Tuukka Rask has been one of the best goalies in the NHL over this past decade, and the 34-year-old could potentially be on his way back in the league. Now, since the injury, the Bruins had to approach the offseason looking to improve in net. Obviously, they promoted Jeremy Swayman to the NHL roster, signed Linus Ullmark, and in 2021, now into 2022, it has been an absolute split. In 14 games played for Ullmark, he is 9-5 with a 2.58 goals against, 917 save percentage. For Swayman in 15 games, he's 8-5-2 with a 2.2 goals against and 920 save percentage. So when you look at the two Bruins goaltenders, it is a nearly direct split. Swayman's played 15 games, Ullmark's played 14 games, and most of you who watch the NHL understand when it comes to the postseason, goaltending by committee doesn't work. You need to rely on one guy, you need to carry him throughout the postseason, and as a Bruins fan, after what I've watched this last season, if the playoffs were to begin today, I'm being 100% honest with you, I would likely start Swayman, but I don't think either has really proved to me that they are a true number one goaltender. And this is why Tuukka Rask coming back could potentially be massive for the Boston Bruins. Because watch the Bruins, it doesn't really look like they're, like I said before, fully confident in one goaltender. They are a team that has been consistently contending for years under the Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand era. Now, the Bruins were kind of treading water, you could say, heading into the new year. They needed to make some line changes. They did exactly that, and we're seeing a different version of the Boston Bruins lately. Now, obviously, you hope that this version of the Bruins is what we see later in the season when they potentially make a playoff run. I don't think the roster is fully constructed, but when you look at the Boston Bruins right now, if they want any chance of making a run here in the postseason, they need consistency in net. Now, the big question here is, how's Tuukka going to look in AHL? Because if recovering from an injury like that at 34 years old, there's no guarantee he comes back and he's a true number one shutdown goaltender, which we've seen in years past. Obviously, the potential is there, but say Rask is successful and gets called up, Swayman's likely going to be the guy heading back, which I don't love because I'd rather have Swayman on the NHL roster than Ullmark. But Ullmark, of course, signed that 4-year, $20 million contract in the offseason, which means you'd likely demote the other guy. And when you look at the Bruins, if you're in this situation, you need to make sure Tuukka Rask is a brick wall before getting called up. Because, I look at this team right now, there's not many more years they can contend with Patrice Bergeron, who's good at getting older and has his contract expiring at the end of this season. And it's unfortunate because you look at this Boston Bruins team, they brought back Taylor Hall, they signed Foligno, Haula, other veterans like that. Charlie McAvoy received that massive extension. You had expectations that this team would be one of the most competitive teams in the National Hockey League. And in 2021, 2022, other than right now, that's not what we have seen from this team. They need consistency in net. They need to improve on the defensive side. They need to be more consistent on the offensive end. Looking at the Bruins right now with their line changes going Bergeron, Marchand, Smith, and then Haula, Hall, and Pasternak, we're seeing more depth scoring now with Pasta finally scoring the other night than we've arguably seen all season. We now have Charlie Coyle playing with Nick Foligno, who I think should have been playing together all season. And we're seeing some production out of that bottom line. Oscar Steen scoring a weird, but hey, it went in goal the other night, too, for the Boston Bruins. So it is 2022. If this team wants to be a contender in the East, in the NHL, they need to do something about it. Bruce Cassidy first changed his lines. Second was potentially improving in net. And that is by hopefully seeing what they can get out of Tuukka Rask. So the timing for this is perfect. the Bruins finally have some momentum moving forward with these line changes. Now the Bruins could potentially have some momentum in net. Could this improve the play of Swayman and Olmark with him potentially on the way? You got to hope so. But the Bruins need that guy in net. Could it be Tuukka Rask? We'll see how he does in the AHL. But the timing could not be better for the Boston Bruins. Tuukka Rask is back, baby, and I hope to see him back in the NHL in 2022. What do you think of Tuukka Rask coming back? What do you think of the Boston Bruins net? Do you think they could compete this season after what you've seen in 2021 and the first part of 2022? Feel free to give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Down the Block Sports for more of my exclusive content. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you very soon.